Hi, this is Mia. It is Wednesday morning. I am still looking for a job, but I'm looking to do my business. Um, I'm just, I gotta just sit down, close out some charts, and just do this paperwork. Like, just print a freaking copy. Just freaking. And in fact, I have a copy of this stuff in a, over here somewhere where I could scan it now that I have the computer and a cord. And I still have the library's hotspot. So I have a class in a few minutes. I just got off from my 12-step meeting that I was on, and I feel bad because the guy was talking about the summer tradition. Um, it's May 20. Is it the 27th? Yeah. I had my counseling appointment, and I feel really, really bad today. And I had Al Anon meeting last night, and she read several readings, but one of the readings was about blame, blaming others, and she talked about control and stuff. And I was like saying it kind of backwards, that I was a scapegoat and I was blamed for everything, and that I take the blame for everything. And um, so I say things kind of backwards, but that's what she read. So many things that everyone got like a little bit of this, a little bit of that out of her story, which was good. Some people, the older people were, older people were overwhelmed by the amount of readings. Um, but it is what it is. It's like someone reads the book for a long time. Sometimes it's harder to remember. And it's like you want to ask your higher power to guide you. But I felt like this morning, I felt like I was blaming my therapist for making me feel bad today. And I don't know if I feel bad because because he doesn't understand my schedule, like when I'm doing certain things at certain times of day. It's like trying to say how depressed because I felt great at 3:30 when that light. You guys see me at 2:40, 2:45. I start thinking, oh, it's time to like eat something, drink some tea, get in the shower. 3:30, when the sun comes over here. The sun is over here right now, but I don't know why it's like near where I sleep. For some reason, that sun is what makes me alert. Um, I'm trying to find a job and I'm trying to do my work early, and it is possible. I went to school all of a sudden, but I get so stressed out doing stuff early, and I get so stressed out in the afternoon because I don't have time to do my work. So I just got to do my work. I got to sit down and do my work. There's a webinar that's starting in 5 minutes. I just got to sit down and put that on. I don't have to. I don't even know what it is, and just do my work. Just get borrow a computer, use my iPad, use my cell phone, whatever, piece of paper. Um, but I feel like I'm blaming him because he doesn't understand that I said I was unmotivated and tired yesterday because I was, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I had my 3 day weekend. My boyfriend and I were in this small place. We went out of town to purchase something on on Monday night. Didn't get home till like 11. I usually fall asleep at 8:39. Like fall asleep, then wake up and do the wake up, use the bathroom or something, go back to sleep. I don't know why. It's like say 9. I go to sleep, wake up at 10:30, then fall back asleep, depending how loud it is, or maybe something's on TV and I look at it for a minute and drift off. I don't know why that is, but it's like if we didn't get home till 11, or after 11, I had some stuff to do that I didn't do, and I'm sitting here. I said aura, other people's aura. I was like talking about to my boyfriend. I felt bad because he's trying to get ready for work this morning, and I said it's really like someone's constitution. I think about it like your constitution. I'm generally really unhappy. I don't enjoy things. I do things out of doing them. I don't feel good when I complete tasks. And I don't feel like I should be around anyone. Like, I don't feel like it's fair to have a boyfriend. I know that women don't like me. I do get freaked out and I just panic and call people I'm crying about something or overwhelmed because of kids or boyfriend are having moods. And people don't want to have me suck their energy talking about my problems. And I can't talk about this stuff with the counselors. He puts together a picture of me that sounds like a monster. And it's like, I know that I struggle and I'm doing horribly in life. I'm not able to find a job. I'm not able to get clients for my clinic. I don't think I'm going to get unemployment because I had my clinic, the registry for the business 2014, started January 1st, 2015. I worked that and I had jobs come and go in that time. I continued to do self employment, but I added jobs and I got laid off of jobs. I moved away from jobs. So I don't think it's fair to not give someone unemployment and that you get punished. It's like separate it out. Don't give me unemployment for a job that I had to move, and I also had a medical leave, and I said I was ready to come back, and they didn't reschedule me. I didn't quit the job, and I was contacting everyone at both the jobs. I wanted to do transfer at another job because I moved. I wanted to do transfer. They ignored all that. So if they're not going to approve a transfer and I'm not quitting, then I don't know. It seems like you're getting laid off. Whatever they said, you know. Um, I have this whole like constitution. When I was self medicating, even when I was drinking, at first it's usually like at first it's like you remember laughing, but then it's like you remember acting like a jerk, acting like a fool. But you remember like bands playing in the basement. You remember going to shows and concerts. And I didn't even drink at concerts because I wasn't old enough. I just when I was younger, before I had kids, before I had to work and be broke and poor, it's like I had a little, I'd work, go to school, get out, ride my bike, have a little bit of freaking fun, you know. I had some friends, go to parties, and it's mixed in with the drinking and the substances. Get dressed up, go to rave. And it's like, I feel so bad for my boyfriend because it's like, we'd go on little walks. It's like I want to walk here, like talk to myself, and it's like everyone's dogs bark. You know, they're looking out the window, they're sitting on their back porch staring at you. But who cares? Talk to yourself. I've done it before, recording my phone while I'm walking down the street. But it's like so depressing because it's like I want to be happy for the first time in my life sober. It's like yeah, I would take the kids to the park and to the NA picnics and to the school events, and I'd be joyful. I'd be content. I'd be like the kids' plays and stuff. I'd be amazed and have tears in my eyes, tears of joy and gratitude. But it's like, you know, the summer of 2016 when I left, stopped talking to my dad. I met my friend Charlene. I met that guy Nick. I had friends with that other guy from the morning group and the Thursday night group. And I had been called to speak at meetings that I never got to, and just helped my friend who was struggling and played with the dogs and walked the dogs and sat in parking lots and talked and all this stuff. And I have to sign up for this class as it's being calculated. I just did all of that, and ever since then, I had repercussions from going no contact with my relatives, and I just had to keep adding jobs and selling stuff and tutoring children, like anything that I could do, I had to do to survive. And all I was thinking about is how close I was to being homeless again. So that's where my life um, had been. And when in 2018, fall of 2018, my weight had gone down to like 127 at the lowest. So it was pretty much like 129 to 132, and like now today it was 166. So I gained like I was down to like 163. So I gained like 3 pounds in a week, and still try to exercise. I know I need to make changes. I need to clean up. I need to sell the stuff that we have to sell. It's just, I talked to my counselor and I feel worse. I feel that talking about the present time. I'm trying to pull out the past. Pull out the past felt freeing, and it felt like lifted off of me. And like the very first day, it was like someone got high for the first time, and you never feel that way again. But it's like you maintain it inside. But it's like when you're sober, you do stuff like that sober to heal, not to dig yourself into a pit. I gotta go down to this class. Um, it doesn't give me a choice to join in the sound. I'm pretty sure that I'm muted. Language interpretation and full transcript. Wow. So I'm looking for joy. I've been trying to get back into the Buddhist teachings. Mainly I do it for recovery, and it's talk about getting rid of suffering, and I talk about clinging and desire, and it's like I desire to play my 3 games in the puzzle on my iPad. I desire to eat my foods and drink my lemonade and drink my teas. I desire to get out and do my garden. I desire to go for my walks and watch certain TV programs. So I feel like I have a lot of desires. Um, and I'm keep thinking like that God is in the background. Like I'm not allowed to talk about God guiding me. Is God guiding me to not be able to find a job right now, and to not have a car to get to work if I had one, not to have a clinic space to work out of? Is God guiding me to heal my body? Like my body's been killing me this past few days and weeks, and I'm about to call and make an appointment for this. But it's like 2014 I had that car accident. 2016 I went no contact with more than one relative. I felt like um I felt so free at first, like I had taken my bra off and burnt it. I felt so free at first. I felt like um what is the word I kept using? I'll remember it later. Anyways, I had felt that freedom. I had felt that freedom for the first time. And then the people were harassing me and sending the police to my house and doing all this stuff. And I know that they scapegoated me and gaslighted me, and, you know, what happened to my connection failed. Hopefully they can't hear me talking right now. That's the scary thing I said the other day. You have a Zoom meeting on, you turn it off, or you turn it on and there's no one there, and you just leave it. It's like, oh, this program's gonna start soon. Like I was on it. I didn't know when the breaks of some all-day events are, and it's like you hear them talking, and it's like, oh shoot, that was one of those class ones. Thank God, because I would have been walking around with the thing on my bed with no clothes on, chit chatting. If they had my sound on, and my video on, oh my God, I was like, It's like text. If I text someone, I had to back out because I accidentally pocket dial them. I don't know why it's not connecting. Okay. I feel like the appointment with the counselor, and I was like, well, it doesn't have any tools. And my boyfriend's like, I have tools, and it's like they gave me the tapping, you know, they gave me the tapping thing, and they gave me like deep breathing. But it's like I feel like I need to do my exercises. I feel like I need to clean up. I feel like I need to have clean clothes and underwear, not have to wear these things that are 4 sizes too small, and just get out. And don't worry about the ticks. You know, there's ticks outside. Don't be scared. Like, yeah, if you have to sit down on a blanket, you just have to do it. You're gonna have to just get a chair or whatever. Um, so we're supposed to go canoeing today, and I'm like scared that my phone's gonna get wet. Don't take your phone. Should I take my iPad? Should I take my purse? Like this is going through my mind, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You know. Let me put this. And I'm waiting for a package too. So when I was eating Kefra's raw food, it was primarily Kefra's. I was getting into a food coma, and I was even eating some of the Whole Foods, the Whole Foods. I don't know where it is. That kale or that cauliflower stuff I'm talking about, and I'd be like just gorging, like eating so much in 24 hours, and it's like drugs again. It's like you just feel like, oh, I can't wait to get up to get this. It used to be like that with chocolate, like, oh, I just feel so happy. Then it's like you feel so fat and bloated, and it's like I shouldn't have ate all that. It's expensive, and I don't have any more. It's not like I could eat that every day. And then I remember getting the raw Kefir's food and wanting to eat in the middle of the night. It was so good and all this stuff, and it's messy and everything. And get all these entrees and side dishes and occasional juices. And what had happened, I'd get this burst of energy where I'd do a whole bunch of work for my business. I would start cleaning up, you know, going to organize stuff. And part of it, I think, is my mind. It caused me like a reaction. So something in there is either cooked or almonds or has something in it that I don't. But it's like it almost like numbs part of your mind, so you're not so overwhelmed with being like I'm not all knowing, but being raw, like having so much clarity about the reality of life. That man who got killed 2 days ago, with the cop standing on his neck, like just sickening things. And it's like I take it as a fear for me, my kids' life, and my relatives' lives. Way people would take it, oh, that's too bad this happened again. But as a black person, I'm scared to leave my house. You know, I'm scared to walk down the street. I'm scared to go check my mail. I'm scared. You know, I went to put my license plate on my car after I dropped my kids off, and one of the teachers had gone and reported me to the office that there's a suspicious person doing suspicious activity, and it's like a brand new car that I bought and everything. I wasn't stealing. Like I would never steal a license plate. Like if don't say never. If I had, if we had the end of the world happen, like anarchy, civil unrest, and we had to get out of Dodge, there's a potential that I might like hotwire or borrow somebody's license plate. I would be liable to slip some money or some silver in their mailbox. Like I'm not gonna like when civil unrest or like you have to flee and certain people are tagged as like they're tagged as black, so they're gonna pull you over and detain you because your tags say that you're black or you're associated with black. But I would be like, sorry, white person, I need your. You got a farm with like 10 cars in the back. I might need to borrow one of your. No, that's rude to say because when people sometimes people commit crimes, and they are desperate, and they are in survival mode. And I'm not saying all of them, and that's sad too. I think that when I was reading in my recovery dharma book, they talked about besides suffering and desire. I forget what they were talking about, but it was talking about a thief making decisions, and it's like if you ever stole anything even as a kid, or it's like you were told to take some food at the end of the night. Even people ate off some food at a restaurant, you're supposed to throw it away. And you brought home a piece for your kids to split, and it's supposed to be in the trash. And you don't have any money, and you feel guilty because you basically, and you know that people dumpster dive for that same food. So you threw away most of it, 99%. You save one piece. All the people, your boss, everyone ate it. You say, oh yeah, just take it home with your kids, that's fine. It's been sitting out for 5 hours now, see, try it out. But you're like, you feel guilty. You don't have anything. You can't buy them food. You can't have groceries. You got cut off food stamps. Your rent went up. You know? It's sad. It's sad. It is. Nowhere you see that for the policy. You don't see that when you start the job. So you're not sure if you just threw it away and went and dumpster dived it later, like other people do. But you read this thing about theft in this Recovery Dharma book, and I forget what they said. It makes you feel sick. It's like they don't need to do that. And I remember my ex-husband said he had stolen food because he was starving to death. So you have a desire to eat. It doesn't mean like you have a desire to have sex that you're going to rape someone. You have a desire to have this car, this bike, you're going to steal it. But I hate that. And even the Bible in Proverbs talks about a man, the cost of sleeping with another man's wife is a lot higher than if you stole a loaf of bread, but you're still going to be punished. I forget. There might be two different verses. I might have combined it, half and half of one. But you feel horrible. Like, I didn't want to steal a pen. You have a bank with a whole bunch of pens. My daughter claims that I took one once. I had took a pen on accident from a clinic. I brought it back the next week. And they're probably like, cuckoo. Like, sometimes, like, the dentists, they have magnets, calendars, and pens with their clinic name on it. Like, paranoid. They never say, oh, can I have one of these? Thanks. Because sometimes you really want to know the dentist before you had smartphones. You want to know the magnet and stuff so you can remember to call, make an appointment. Or your insurance changer. You don't have the internet to look it up like we do now. So I just felt guilty reading that paragraph. I was walking around and said, talking to other people about my life, and I said my boyfriend, maybe if someone's saying I'm depressed or I'm this and that I can't function, maybe I should sit at home and be on welfare, be on Social Security. But I said that if someone thinks that how I am is so anti-productive, it's like this guy wants to put you in a 9-to-5 box. You need to get up at 6:30, drink coffee, get dressed in a shower, shave, get dressed, I did that backwards, and go in your car and go to work from 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday, take the weekends off, kick back on Saturday, do laundry, make food on Sunday, Everyone doesn't fit that mold. It's so hard you can't be an individual on your counseling session. When you're going there because you have a problem, and they tell you you have all these other problems, and I don't think that's the reason I'm struggling in that area. You just have a spiritual path and inner self. And I feel like it's like a ball. It's like a kid's toy. You have those washcloths that they squish down, and you get it wet, and it puffs up like those sponges, and then it's usable. But it's like I'm this ball, especially doing raw food and having a spiritual path. Everyone has their own ball. I had these spiritual awakenings, eating cooked food, eating fast food, eating chicken nuggets from Wendy's, In fact, I had a lot going through drive-thrus with me and my kids, all the revelations and epiphanies. But where I am right now, it's socially unacceptable to be a raw foodist. And people say, why are you so big? Why are you gaining so much weight when you're doing raw food? Something's wrong with you. And all this stuff. And I feel like potential energy, kinetic energy. Like, I feel like I'm in this ball. And because the world is, on, we have that Full Metal Jacket when they hit the guy with the soap in the sock. And it's like I'm getting welted, and I want to curl up and protect your instincts. You want to protect your face and your heart, your mouth, and you're just getting whacked on your extremities and on your back and on the back of your head. And it's like my full potential as a spiritual person doing a cleansing diet, being able to think clearly. Even I couldn't do raw foods at first because the reality of the world was way more felt, way more intense than it was eating cooked food. Eat some breaded fried chicken with chemicals in it. That stuff made me high. Eating bread has neural um, transmitter effects. Even in medical school, you say how people are gluten free. Like sometimes you just need a piece of bread at night because you're so anxious. Show this, and you'll just be like, you know. I can do my honeys and my teas, and I eat certain foods, and I get all this energy, and I want to run around the yard and plant rose bushes and take a shovel and do all stuff. This is not my art. I can't do it, but I won't put this basket of laundry away, which is I'll tell you whatever's in here. That'll be my goal for today to put away, which means I'd have to clean that thing off again, and I need to hand wash some clothes. I'm gonna put up some nails. I'm gonna put up some freaking screws and freaking hang up wet clothes or order I think I'm gonna order an indoor clothesline and a kettle. My boyfriend wants me to get a kettle. There's a lot I meant to pay attention to this webinar. There's a lot going on. But talking to the counselor and him telling me about this depression things, I was like, I still get up at 5:36 in the morning and I still do stuff. I still fill out forms. I still make the phone calls, get my mail ready, and order the stuff I need to order, and call the kids and talk to them. Talk to kids, have your boyfriend. You have all this pain. I realized I had a lot of pain. I forget how distracting it is to be having 12 out of 10 pain. Like, oh my god, it hurts so bad. I feel like my split open with pain. Like, what did she die from? Oh, she broke, her body just busted open because her back was in so much pain. And you could say, why, the ask the dentist why I didn't, whether I had to take Tylenol or not. I'm like, I would have taken Tylenol, but I don't use Tylenol. I suffer through it. I think of Jesus with the crown of thorns on his head. I suffer through that. You know, um, I suffer. I don't drink. I don't smoke pot. I don't smoke cigarettes. I have to suffer through reality, life on my terms, 24/7. And I do the same thing mentally. I do the same thing emotionally. I do the same thing freaking physically. And yeah, I'll put on an ointment. Yeah, if I had clove oil or something, I might dab it onto my, tooth there, drip it in. I had all that stuff I left in my apartment or my house in Portland. So I just feel down in the dumps today. I feel like I need to call this one lady about sponsorship. Um, I'm gonna call her as soon as this webinar's over. I'm gonna get on this webinar now so I can count the time. I copied the link for the replay, so I'll get on that replay so I don't miss it all. But yeah, you get these certain webinars. You sign up 1 or 2 days beforehand, and they don't send you the link the first week. It takes a while, I think, to get in their system. So I think I missed last week's. No, I missed last week's. I couldn't find a link anywhere. But I feel okay. I got up. I got my walk early. I ate something. I didn't have any tea or lemonade yet. I did heat my water. Totally forgot about it. Got on my 12-step NA group. I dressed. I took a shower. Washed my hair yesterday. I didn't take a shower today. I'm going to do 4 charts for my clinic today. Put this away. Oh, I was talking about the food. I'd get all this burst of energy. And I noticed I was going there once a month, and I was going there twice a month. Or then I was going to Whole Foods one week and going to Kefra's Raw Food the next week. And I had all this food and fruit and stuff to put in the dehydrator and dry foods and nut butters. And I was ordering once a month from Vitacost. So, of course, I got really fat. I was 155 in December. I was 137 in, I think, the summer. So I got really fat. Started moving more. We've been doing the walks pretty much every day. I missed Monday because we were in the car till late at night. But I did come in and out of places to use the bathroom, which is not that big of a deal. But I don't know if my food delivery is coming today. The FedEx is usually here by now, and it's next day air changed to 3 days on my end, and I ordered some raw bread. So I'm looking forward to that. Like that's one of the things I look forward to. I look forward to thinking about juicing. I look forward to thinking about like last week when we finally went to, or 2 weeks ago we finally went to the recycling. I look forward to thinking that we'd move into a big house, we have to remodel, and there'd be bugs and mice and critters in there, and that scares me, and mold, and who knows what else. Urine. Like this place, I guess the stairs had pee on it, so I wanted to vacuum too. I wanted to paint, and I'm wearing all black, so I was like, oh, don't paint in all black. I was like, whatever. I have an old white tank top. You can turn your pants inside out when you paint. Like, that seems stupid. Like these pants have holes and everything. And I'm wearing a size 12, and I ordered a size 16. I'm wearing a size 12 H&M. I have a size 16 pair of pants that I wore one day. They're huge. I need to sew. I need to crochet. So I have all these things I want to do, including my billing. So I think I should do all that. Do some billing today as much as I can, and see if I can get the printer to work or just handwrite them and get that in the box or to the post office as soon as possible. And I missed a bunch of paperwork that I had already gotten ready to send last week. I lost. I have no idea where it is. So I need to get a box or a folder that says, outgoing mail or processing, something like that. Incoming, outgoing. I had to vote. So there's so many things I need to do. It's 10:26. Yesterday I was up and about at my walk by 6 before 7 or something like that. There's just a lot of things that I do. My body, and so the counselor is thinking that I'm super depressed and I'm not doing anything. If I say I'm unmotivated, if I'm sitting here having to finish, like say I have this thing for mail, I have to just put the address, finish it up, weigh it, put it out in the box. I'm unmotivated right now, but it doesn't mean I'm not doing it. So my vocabulary is bad. I'm still gonna do that, sucker. It's got to be done. Sometimes I forget. I'm so maybe people had called me. People had called me. It sounds derogatory. Overachiever, and so if I'm being called an overachiever when I was dirt poor, underweight, driving a raggedy car, had no income, living in a homeless shelter, I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta me and the kids gotta get up and do this, and those seem like pink cloud days. Those were horrible, you know. I had cake a lot. That stuff raised your endorphins. They were horrible, but there's a whole bunch of times where sharing and fellowship with people from my 12-step meeting, my NA meetings, my AA meetings, my Al-Anon, my Parent Anonymous, getting roses, people having sandwiches delivered, fruit basket and stuff, Christmas gifts from strangers. There was some pink clouds back there, and things were miserable. My health was miserable. I built my health up so much from the addictions and the damage I did to my body, and then that car accident just wiped me out, head to toe. It been affecting my brain and my thinking, and um, but I still got to do this stuff. So I'm an overachiever. If I literally want to be a doctor, astronaut, I'm still thinking about there's aerospace classes at Wright Patterson Air Force Base. I've already contacted this base about taking these classes last year. I kid you not. They think about sugar babies. And I don't, my boyfriend would be like, what the heck? No, I'm not a sugar baby. I looked at people doing that dating lifestyles. They could find a man that they could deal with. And these women were making arrangements. And the website is like, these are arrangements for love and companionship. And you get an allowance, or you get trips, and you travel, your companion, like, depending on, like, if you're open, that might be monogamous. There's like just like regular freaking relationships, and I found that interesting. That it was the most joyful, almost too linear, too like when you have like go from this to this, like logical way. If you think about that, for me, you want to be able to give take and communicate about it. Whatever you call your arrangement or your relationship or your marriage, you want to be able to say, oh, I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to clean this out and it's fun, or I listen to music. and we're gonna go fishing afterwards. Like, it's like adventure, companionship, love, and trust. You know, togetherness, being part of the world as a couple. And I think about that. I haven't looked at a lot of these. You know, some people, they are straight up like, I just want the money. I'll do everything. I'll have sex with them. I don't care how. I don't like. But people that do this as a lifestyle, where they have this man, they have to be attracted to him. They have to be safe, feel safe around them, just like they were a traditional like dating regular website. Anyways, that's a different story. But I think about that because it reminded me of the adventure. It reminded me of, you're gonna have your job, you're gonna have your education, you're gonna have your own kids, but a man is going to help you to see the world, help you get an outfit and go dancing. You see where I'm coming from? I don't know why. It's almost like it's very encouraged to just really enjoy life instead of just moping around, you know. I mean, same thing. You can mope around like that and watch Netflix, but it's like you're doing something together. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's because it's so like business like that like I feel like my dad wouldn't allow us to have fun and wouldn't allow us to relax, even though he had fun and relaxed. The rest of us had to be working all the time, 7 days a week, summer breaks, 7 days a week. You're sick. You have to be working. You have to do what they say when they say it, and they're going to kick back with their feet up and watch TV, what they want to watch. They're not going to say, they're not going to say, oh, let's watch a kids show. Let's watch a cartoon with the little kid. They can type now. But so there's all these things about feeling like I'm not allowed to have fun. There's all these things about, no, I have work to do. I have this stuff to do. It's like I can't say for 3 hours get this work done and you'll be free for the rest of the day and you can enjoy it. It's like I've never gotten that far in life, and it affects me, my kids, my partner, my so-called friends. But I feel like sometimes you feel like you play the card games because it's fun and it makes you think, and it's like grandma, the puzzles. It's like keep your mind active. Watch game shows on TV, yell at the TV at Price is Right yesterday, and my boyfriend just comes out of the bath, starts yelling at the TV. It's like, you did a lot better than I did, but I just remember grandma. But it's like, I feel like there's a lot of white people that their constitution, like fun white chicks, go to bars, dance, and drink, and it's like they have this like life where somebody loved them, and yeah, they might have got sexually assaulted, and yeah, they might have ended up in a shelter, might end up with a problem and with drugs and have their kids taken away. But there's this overall like privilege that they have from the time they're born till now that places them at a different level. Like people look at me like they're better than me. I'm like, the world does think you're better than me. You are better than me. You're doing better than me, and you're treated better than me. But I'm down here in the bowels of society, and I need to enjoy myself. You see Africans and Indian and little kids digging through ditches and wearing flip flops or no shoes at all, and they're smiling and kicking around a soccer ball made of freaking trash. You know what I mean? And it's like that's how I usually am. Um, but I don't know what it is about this city and just getting healthcare. I'm not known to get healthcare. I'm not known to want to listen to people. My parents were authority figures, and I listened to them. And they're toxic, evil, hurtful. So if they tell you to use toilet paper because that's what humans do, you don't want to listen to them because they hurt you. But you know that it didn't matter if they're good or bad. That yeah, you probably have don't have a bidet, so use the toilet paper, right? It's so hard to separate out laundry, socks, dressers, TV, everything connects me to my parents. There's the memories of 24/7 of my life. Wearing shoes, having foot problems, like different, all these things that my mom made a big deal about every little thing. And it's like, it's your fault you messed up. It's your fault you messed up. Oh, your feet are weird because you don't wash them enough. And it's like, no, the doctor's like, no, you need different shoes. It's like, I begged for shoes for years. You wouldn't get, I had one pair of old, too small shoes, and it's like, you were, so that whole blame thing, it's like, if the house is a mess, it's my fault. It's like, well, both of us live here. It's a small place. So I want to end, because this is a lot longer than I want to be, having a house and thinking about those critters I was talking about, and maybe there's ticks everywhere, maybe the septic's backed up, maybe there's all this stuff that termites, rotten wood in the wall, black mold. Oh no, what did we just purchase? But then you think about the people that live in the RV, like Rusty 78609, who has just sold both of his properties, and he's basically got no home base anymore. And you think about the place this big, you think, okay, what would you two do if you were an RV? What would you have all the stuff that you're trying to sell on eBay? It's like, no, you'd probably sell it or give it away, or I don't know. I guess you could haul it around in an RV in a truck, but it's not something like you have a can opener. Actually, we got a really crappy freaking can opener. We got a juicer borrowing a device. Has some books that some of them I've read, some of them I didn't read. You know what I mean? There's different things like that. You think about what you want to get rid of. And it doesn't matter if you live in a mansion, if you live in an RV, if you live in a tent, if you live in a car. There's eventually something you're gonna live without. But then there's that whole, I might need this. I was cutting up that freaking water bottle to go plant. I went and replanted some of my plants in a water bottle yesterday. I was gonna do that before I went to recycle. I was gonna take a whole bunch of that. I was like thinking of doing boxes, just putting trash bags in and filling with dirt and planting plants. So I might do that still. But it's just ridiculous. Like, the more poor and not well off I am, the more clutter I have, because I feel like I need this. I can't afford to get this again, or I got to make this into something that can't afford to purchase. But then the more that I live like that, the more clutter fills my space, the more clutter, more stress, the more you don't want to move, the more you get depressed because your surroundings are cluttered, or you're already depressed as a mind. You're missing certain chemicals that you could get by medication or by even naturopathy supplements and herbal botanical medicine. It's like you maybe start depressed, and that's why your place is cluttered. But then the more clutter is, the more depressed you get, and the less you get done, and the less able you are to earn money and to make wise choices, and then you waste money having services and phones and offices and things that you don't need paying for. And you think, oh my god, I could buy a house for $4,000 a month if I didn't waste all that money. And you realize, where am I even getting this money? So then it goes back to spirituality. And the spirituality is, you think like you're right where you need to be. God wouldn't bring you this far just to let you go. That's hard to think about sometimes, but for me, the spirituality is that I need to seek my higher power and seek from the outside in into the inside out. And we learn in a Christian Bible the inside out and the outside in thoughts and actions and motives for doing things. Are you giving money to show off, or are you giving money because you believe? And have faith and have trust. And then from the Buddhist, I feel like you hear a lot from the outside in, but you have to heal and learn and get insight from the inside out, which I think is interesting, because when I think of more reality Christian, instead of just the do as I tell you to do, not what I do, kind of Christian hypocritical preaching that I would see, and to make you feel guilty because your car is a mess, and they'll make you feel guilty because you put your feet up on Sunday after being a single mom for 10 years with no break. It's like, no, your house is a mess, you got dishes you shouldn't be sitting at. And then they show themselves like, oh, I just went and did a show for one day, and I got to sit home for 6 days with my feet up and watch the sky go by. And you're just like, you hypocrite, like, you made me feel guilty for the rest of my life because I had to put even those kind of teachings. If I walked down the street today and I said I don't want to blame my counselor, go to counseling, I feel worse than I left, or before I started, go to my churches and I feel worse than I started before I was going to church. I feel more guilty about it. I memorize that stuff, memorize what people say, how people treat me, and that is so harmful, and I'm still battling that today. So the spirituality isn't going to church or relating with a person, but the spirituality comes from within. Like, will God use this guy to help me heal from my past so that I can be more like, someone's like happy-go-lucky, like, oh, you know, I have the right eye color, the eye skin color, the eye hair color, that I can go into a store and I can be treated like a human and not be followed around like I'm a thief and have someone already push the police buzzer, which has happened to me. You walk into the store, they already pushed the police buzzer. 3 minutes later, the police are in there because you park your car outside your kid's school and they call the police. Like you don't want to like living like that. Just the undertones of freaking racism and murdering of blacks and lynching of blacks and not letting us have the jobs and paying us less. All of that stuff is makes it hard to enjoy every day. And a lot of blacks I know live in with other blacks, and they treat each other. The ones I know like we're slaves, like to try to treat you like. Oh shoot! There's somebody outside my window. Shh. Keep looking for my package. Anyways, I said I was gonna go after I talked about it, but I wanted to throw in the spirituality for my holistic, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and I keep adding an unknown. It's like talking about your senses: taste, touch, sight, and then you have like a third eye. Like there's like an unknown in my holistic, and I'll like meditate on that and come talk to you about that later. Go into my webinar, bye.